Hey TTYL fam, I'm your host Shalakaya.
Hi, and I'm Paige.
And I'm Brielle.
And this is TTYL. We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're going to be discussing everything from Beyonce's scandal at President Obama's inaugural ceremony.
Yes.
Teen Mom star Janelle Evans and her Twitter rants. Also, how the senators finally reached an agreement on immigration reform, and why Ms. Beckman from Las Vegas is suing Match.com.
Wow.
We also will have a special guest, Councilman Sharif, and we'll be reading the responses from our blog question of the day with our correspondent Zaire.
And we have a new segment called MVP for most valuable person or people, where we'll highlight some new hometown heroes.
Let's get started with our first TMI segment, or Too Much Information. On January 21st, Obama kicked off his inaugural ceremony with Beyonce singing the national anthem. Several minutes after that, the internet and media went crazy, saying that Beyonce lip-synced at the inaugural ceremony. We have a clip, so let's take a look.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last?
Wow. So what do you guys think about this? Like, did she lip sync? No,
Okay.
yes, what?
I don't care.
Exactly.
I
love Beyonce. I'm a big Beyonce stan. Everybody knows. So, and at times I could say when she's wrong. Like this, I just don't understand what the big deal is.
Right.
It's not like it was her voice. Everyone knows Beyonce could sing,
Right.
and she was singing over the track. I mean, it's windy.
She probably didn't want to mess up. It's like
Exactly.
the president sitting
it's
right
such a
next
big
to her.
deal.
Like,
It's a historic moment. I mean, the weather conditions aren't the best, and you don't want to mess it up. Remember Christina Aguilera messed up
at the Super Bowl last year.
Exactly.
She didn't even know the words.
And don't you think it would have been a bigger situation if she
If she
actually
did
messed
that.
up, right?
I think that the inauguration was perfect, and that the media just wanted to get something to
Mess it up.
Mess
and
it
take
up.
away
It wasn't
from the
even a big
actual
I feel like
deal.
Beyonce can do no wrong. She could have got up there and like just started screaming, and I would have been like, she did great.
yes, it was great. It was awesome.
But then also for the vocalists out there, the weather was pretty cold. Wasn't it like 20 degrees outside?
And as you're a singer, Shalakaya, so is it very hard to sing in those conditions?
It is, because you have people that crack. Also, it's really hard to be around 20 million people,
And then
It's
people
not
at
really-
home.
right? You have the
Yeah.
president next to you. It's a lot of pressure. You don't want to mess up. So,
Exactly.
Good job,
And
Beyonce.
she also says herself she's a perfectionist, so I can
Right.
imagine she just wanted everything to go perfect.
Right.
Right. Okay, so time to switch gears. I'm sure that you all are familiar with MTV's hit reality show, Teen Mom 2.
I don't
right
watch
now. You don't watch it?
No, go ahead.
Right now, they're filming it last season. And while they're filming the last season, one of the stars, Janelle Evans, is now still constantly on Twitter and updating her statuses and showing everybody her daily life, from showing pictures of her husband's mistress texting her, and just miscarriage things and things that's going on in her life. What do you guys think about that? Like, it's crazy.
I think it's a cry for help. Like, she obviously wants attention, and I think that she needs to be like seen by a therapist. I mean, there's something wrong.
She has this platform, so like you said, she needs attention.
Right.
And how many Twitter followers does she have? And then these articles are written about her within the next day. So she just wants attention. But I mean, these are people's lives. Like, what drama doesn't go on in your life? But
but a miscarriage scare,
it's from
like
just
showing
like
that on
not
Twitter?
having. Like, social media is everything nowadays.
Right.
So maybe it's just doing what's the most absurd story you come up with so everyone can pay attention to you.
Right. Like, and I mean, how old is she? She already has a small child. She's married and supposedly getting a divorce. And now her husband has a mistress. Like, what else? This is like a
And
soap
then
opera.
her child has to come back to see this with the new day and age with
You
technology.
can't delete anything.
Your
It's
child can
already
come up 10 years old like, Mom, what was this that was going on? It's ridiculous.
Embarrassing.
But do you think it's kind of something that everybody's doing nowadays. Like not only Janelle, but not only reality stars, but actual celebrities as well. Like everybody's like, oh, who can say the craziest thing?
Everyone has to stay relevant.
Whoever has the most absurd story, so they could get the limelight for a minute. And the sad part about it is Janelle probably doesn't even think she's doing anything wrong.
Right.
No one is telling her to stop, because the more crazy you can act, maybe you can have your own spinoff.
Right. Well, Janelle, we're telling you here at TTYL to please get it together. We want to see you do good. Your son, what's his name? Chase or
I don't know. I did not watch
Jace. We want him to see his mom in a different light. You know, just do something different.
Dr. Phil.
Be the person that you are. Girl power. Let's go. What?
So is she totally to blame for her need to publicly display her life, or did the show create this monster?
I think it's a little bit of both. Well, first I'd like to blame her mother because she lets her talk to her the way she does on the show. Like,
okay, how does she talk? Because I don't watch the show.
She threatens her mother, calls her mother everything from the.
At her, like,
and then when you sit back and watch it, like, does she feel bad? Like,
it's like a car accident. Like, you can't stop watching,
Wow.
but you feel horrible. Like, you just, it's really awful.
It really is. And it's like, it's getting worse every season. I think it's like her third season on it or fourth. I don't know. But she just gets worse with everything. She was in jail.
Like the other girls are kind of growing up.
Is she the one who beats up her child's father? Or that was the other one?
No, that was
when they were constantly like, okay, enough from me.
Oh yeah, that's a different.
Get it
Oh,
together.
that's Amber. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I hate to end this gripping discussion, but right now we're going to take a break. Stay tuned. We have more TMI. Later. Immigration reform was one of the biggest topics this past presidential election. Obama's stance on immigration is one of the reasons why he received most of the Hispanic vote over Mitt Romney. The Senate has finally reached an agreement on what the reform entails. It calls to tighten U.S. borders.
It will create a tough but fair path to becoming a citizen for existing illegal immigrants. It will even give foreign exchange students the opportunity to receive a green card opposed to a student visa.
It will also hold employers responsible for undocumented workers. So, you guys, do you think this is fair? How do you feel about the first overall, draft of this?
I think it's fair. It's better than having people living here illegally. Then they can finally become citizens. And college students who are foreign exchange students can get green cards and stay here longer and, get jobs and things like that.
And I mean, after all, this is America, the land of opportunity and the land for people, for everybody to get a chance to do something, So why not let somebody come over here and live here and do what they want?
And definitely since, September 11th, becoming a citizen has become a lot harder.
Right.
So definitely now finally something seems to be put in motion to make it a swifter process. For some of our viewers who may not understand how the law passing process works, this is just the first draft of the bill. It's called a proposal. The bill will probably be rewritten a few times and then sent to the House of Representatives for them to vote. And after the Senate has to vote on it again, President Obama will sign off on it, or he will veto it.
Exactly, Brielle. And according to CNN.com, the bill will most likely be passed in late spring or summer of this year.
Well, we'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This next story hasn't hit headline news yet, but because of shows like Catfish and how they expose the negatives of online dating, we had to talk about this. Mary Kay Beckman, a 50-year-old woman from Las Vegas, is suing Match.com for $10 million after the guy she met on their site stabbed her. Beckman says that she and Wade Riley went on several dates in October 2011. After breaking up with Riley, one day when she arrived home, he was in her garage waiting for her. That's where he stabbed her several times. What do you guys think about that? Like, what is that about? Have you guys ever tried online dating?
No. No.
Why?
I never even held on a relationship with somebody I met via MySpace or
neither.
Facebook. No.
Wow.
Because you can't trust all of that. I mean, if you do, that's great for you. Some people go on to marry people and everything, but that's just not for me.
Scary. Like I'm not gonna meet someone on Facebook that none of my friends know.
Yeah.
Just start talking to them, go out on a date. No.
So what about like, you know how on Facebook they have like mutual friends and stuff like that? So
I don't know you.
But what if a guy who was a mutual friend with one of your best friends added you, and then you guys
okay,
ended
well
up
that's
talking?
different. Like if my friend knows him and we could hang out, but it was just some random guy that messages me on Facebook, hey, want to go on a date? Like delete.
I remember before some girls I know tried to get me onto a website. I'm like, for what? Because like you see this all the time, like with shows of catfish, the person isn't who they claim to be, and I don't have time for that. No, you're not going to fool me, and then it's terrible.
That's one of my favorite shows, actually. It's really good.
Yeah, it is. It's funny.
So Match.com spokeswoman Eva Ross says that the lawsuit is frivolous, and do you think that the website should be accountable for what happened, or
not necessarily because I feel like it's take at your own risk type of thing.
Right.
I mean, like I know dating sites now have become a little bit more cautious in doing background checks and stuff, but that still person can still lie.
right?
That's true. I personally feel like they should do background checks on more websites because although some do, there's not a lot. There's not the ones that really, really count. And we had the Craigslist killer.
Yeah.
So on sites like that where it's people's lives at stake, where, you know, it's either from meeting someone to go out for lunch or meeting someone to have a photo shoot if you're a model or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Safety is first, you know?
No, definitely, and I agree with that. But I was just about to bring up, like, Craigslist has these ads where you basically take at your own risk. It's about following up the person, making sure you have someone with you that can be there. Like, you never should go, and I feel as though you should never encounter me and someone alone. If, like, it's a blind date type of thing and you're on a website, I feel like you should have a friend that stay in the corner, and once they see the guy and they can memorize him, then that's fine. They're like, all right, I'm going to leave. At least I know what he looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it is a tragedy that this has happened to this woman, but I don't think that she can blame the website, because that would be like someone saying, oh, we broke up and now I'm going to blame the website because I'm depressed.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure someone would think to do that.
Doesn't really have a case, but I mean, it is tragic that she got stabbed in the garage.
Well, that's a wrap for TMI. We'll have to discuss more later. Stay tuned. We have a special guest, Newark Central Ward Councilman Darren Sharif. Joining us today, we have Councilman Darren Sharif. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
today.
you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So before becoming councilman, you served on Newark's municipal council staff from 1998 to 2000, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How has that experience increased your understanding of local government?
Well, it's different because in '98, actually, I was the chief of staff for Mayor Booker. Okay. And as chief of staff, you manage a staff, but you're never in the seat. And so although I got an up-close and personal view of city government and how it works, there's nothing quite like actually being in that seat and have to make decisions that impact people's lives.
Wow.
And what are some of the challenges you face as being Central Ward Councilman?
The biggest challenge, and a lot of elected officials really don't talk about it, is human development. Because at the end of the day, and all of you very talented young women, you're able to do this because of how you were educated and developed at a very early age. In the Central Ward, it's probably one of the poorest wards in the entire city, and there's a direct relationship between education and opportunity. And so many people that I come across and come into my office for assistance, they need academic support, job training, and that's my biggest challenge, and how to work with the other stakeholders to really address that. That's the thing that I focus on more than anything else.
Recently, Newark made headline news after an altercation broke out at one of the council board meetings. Can you briefly explain to us what the dispute was over?
Altercation? I thought it was like a little tea party. Well, it was after former council president Payne got elected to Congress, it created a vacancy on the municipal council. And by statute, we have 30 days to replace him or go to a general election November 2013.
Okay.
The mayor and 4 other of my council colleagues decided that they would kind of sneak in their pick for the replacement, and that created a ruckus. That meeting, which happened November the 20th, we had no idea. We thought we would just come to a regular council meeting, and after acting council president Ramos introduced people to put in nomination individuals for that replacement, that's when all those events unfolded, and then all whatever broke loose.
Yeah, I was actually downtown when that happened, so just like it was crazy down there a little bit. So the decision to appoint Ms. Spade as a councilwoman was tried in Newark Superior Court, and the city council members won, and Mayor Cory Booker's vote was overturned. How did you guys win that victory, and what does that mean for Newark's residents?
Well, it's an important thing, right? It's an illustration for people who sometimes don't believe that democracy works, that government works,
That voting works.
that voting works, that if you, stay engaged in the process, more times than not, 9 times out of 10, I think, you come out with a result that is democratic. So after the mayor tried to put the Ms. Spade in with the 4 council colleagues, myself, Councilman Baraka, Councilman Crump, and Councilman Rice, we engaged a lawyer who represented us, and we took the matter to Superior Court December 11th. I think that was the date. We were victorious. The judge agreed with us that the mayor misapplied the statute for what he was trying to do. And now that seat remains vacant. So where there are normally 9 council people, there are 8 until the special election, November 2013. Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
And what are some strong partnerships or programs you plan to implement or continue in Newark in 2013?
That's such a great question. I always I try to get the Star Ledger to ask that question, and they would do. I ran on a platform called Building Partnerships for Change, and it sounds corny to people, but when you consider the enormity of what we face, you really can't get it done without partnerships. From the first day I got into office, I created partnerships with UMD&J. They donated computers so we can install a computer lab in a high-risk, low-income place. I have a partnership with Kane University. This spring, we will convert no fewer than 70 vacant lots into beautiful gardens with $500,000 that we got from a Hess settlement. And so those kind of partnerships, when you think about it, in the community that really involve people, have nothing to do with politics for politics' sake. We're hoping that they bring more people out on the street and make measurable change that people can drive through the neighborhood and see. So those are 2 examples of partnerships that we've done. And we have many, many more, and we have a website for people to go to check out the other partnerships.
What's the website?
Yeah.
It's my name, DarrenShreve.org. And so you go in and you have to kind of register and give your name, your email address, and phone number if you want. But then you could really click on different links, and they explain the partnerships. And most of the partnerships have videos so that you can watch the partnerships.
That sounds really good, and it sounds easy to do for a great cause, so that's really cool.
Yes.
Okay, so what are your political goals or aspirations for your career right now?
Okay. Now, is my staff going to be watching this?
Hopefully.
They say, never say this, Councilman. I never wanted to be an elected official. I worked at the Urban League for 6 years, and I still wear my little Urban League pen because when I worked for the Urban League, I was very close to the community. I woke up one day and said, I wonder if I became a council person, being able to have a whole ward to work with and all the incredible stakeholders like our universities, our big developers, what change I could make. So what I want to concentrate on now is to really get ready to hit the ground running in the spring and the summer to create more partnerships, bring more people into what we're trying to do, and then look towards 2014 and look at what opportunities are available for me. But my focus, immediate focus, is really to continue to build partnerships and to be more in the community.
Okay, that's cool. So with all that being said, do you feel like you could run for mayor of Newark at some point?
Well, I mean, some point, right? In this business, you say never, never say never. I think it's important to be prepared. Yeah. So, at the Urban League, it says, if an opportunity comes and you're not prepared, you miss the opportunity. And everything that I've learned up to the point where I've come to be a council person, it's prepared me to be an effective council person. And I would think all the work that I'm doing as a council person, it will prepare me if in the future the opportunity presented itself for me to represent this great city.
Wow. Well, thank you again for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
wish you the best of luck on all of your endeavors and hope to see you running for mayor soon.
Thank you. Well, you young women are really terrific. And this is Newark's future. I'm an old geezer. I'm half a century old, plus 1 year.
You don't look it.
Right.
And you should be in my seat, as a council person, and more young people in Newark who want to do great things like you. We should make opportunities available for them. So it's been a privilege and an honor to be here on your show. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Yes, come again sometime.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is our segment BTW, or By the Way. As we all know, February is Black History Month, and this is the month that the country acknowledges great people who has made an impact in not only Black culture, but also throughout the world and in American history as well. So, by the way, check out the documentary channel. They will air documentaries about African American leaders every night at 8 p.m.
Black history is American history,
The cultural face of America.
and February is Black History Month.
And I've seen the promised land.
We celebrate every night at 8 p.m. with a collection of documentaries that remind us of the Black struggle for civil rights.
Barack Obama did not fall out of the heavens somewhere. There's a 400-year backstory in this country that makes this moment possible.
We remember heroes that inspired a generation in the face of adversity.
It's beautiful to be black, but beauty is not enough.
Obama ain't charismatic vis-a-vis Martin and Malcolm or Medgar, but he's turning all these people on.
And meet today's leaders, further advancing the American dream.
I think life would be a waste if I didn't make a difference while I was here.
You know who I am? I put myself out there. Now I can keep moving forward.
Trust me, it will inspire you.
Celebrate Black History Month, coming this February, every night at 8 p.m., only on Doc.
Wow, that looks like a very powerful and interesting series.
I really like documentaries, so
Yeah,
I'll be
me too.
tuning in. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
There's one on Beyonce coming up.
I know. I'm so excited.
Make sure you check your local listings for the documentary channel. And stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to check some of your responses from our blog question of the day. Welcome back. Our blog question of the day is, what was your worst Valentine's Day experience? Do you guys have any responses? I know Twitter is going crazy. I know Instagram is going crazy. What's going on?
Okay, well, do you want to share yours first, or do you want me to?
Sure. Okay. So I received a lot on my Instagram. One guy, at Golden Bigavelli, said, my Valentine showed up to my house with a box of chocolate and a rose, and in exchange, I gave her, drum roll please, a hug.
That's bad on his bad.
Right.
How is that the worst one for him?
I guess he feels bad because he put a sad face, so.
Did he do
realize his
anything
mistakes?
afterwards? Such a typical guy.
Right.
Okay, I have one. This is Holly, and she's writing about her friend, and she said that last year her best friend was with this guy, and he made it seem like he had this big expensive gift for her. Then she gets to the car and opens up the back seat, and there's a teddy bear that's connected to balloons and candy, but it's the kind that you buy at the 99-cent store. She said that she was really hurt, but the girl that wrote this, she was laughing, rolling on the floor.
Yeah, those are the ones that you pick up on the side, like, of the highway or whatever.
Like you're driving to her house, you forgot.
Yeah.
Let me stop at CVS.
But isn't the gift that counts kind of?
No, not if you're bigging it up before, like,
Okay.
just to say I have a gift.
big
Yeah, because she probably thought it was jewelry. I would have.
Diamonds.
I would have been pissed off. Okay, so on our Instagram, Call Me Too Dark said that for a month, me and this girl had our Valentine's Day all planned. The day of, I received no call from her, and she was a no-show. I go on Facebook and see that she's hanging out with her ex.
Oh,
That's
sad.
one to the heart.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
bad.
sad. And it usually, it's usually guys that do stuff like
Right.
that. So I feel bad for him.
So, guys, have you guys had any bad experiences when it came to Valentine's Day?
Not really, but I haven't had any like awesome good ones.
Me either.
It's like mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, I never really did that in high school and stuff or whatever. Like, I remember one year, I had a little boyfriend in high school. He gave me this gigantic card that was almost as big as I was. And then one year, me and my best friend, we were each other's Valentine. So we went to the movies and went out to eat and stuff like that.
So what was your worst?
I'm not going to tell you.
Really?
It's that embarrassing.
Really?
I don't think I have a worst. One time for Valentine's Day when I was in high school, someone came and decorated my car with all balloons and
And you didn't know who it was?
No, I knew who it was.
Oh, okay.
Good admirers out here. Okay.
No, but they signed it Secret Admirer, but I knew
Oh, that
who it
was so
yeah, so that
nice.
was a good one. But nothing real. I mean, I think I was 15, so.
Well, I just hope this year, I know this year is going to be good.
Yeah, hopefully.
Is it going to be good for you guys?
Yeah, it's going to be good for me. I just remember in 8th grade, all my friends call me the Valentine's Day massacre lady. I don't know. Because I remember 2 years in a row, I kind of broke up with my boyfriend, but I was young, guys.
On Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
You couldn't have waited to the day after.
The next day,
I mean, it wasn't like, oh, hey, today's Valentine's Day, let's break up. No, it was just like, you know, things wasn't going so well. And I don't want to fake it on Valentine's Day. That's another thing. Be truthful, be honest, but also have a great time.
And have a heart. You could have done it the day after.
Okay, well, let's just hope that
this year will be better. And you don't break up with your boyfriend anymore.
Okay.
I'm going to have a good one. Wink, wink. I'm going to have a good one. I know that.
We'll be back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We've added a new segment to the show called MVP, or Most Valuable Person or People. We will highlight some of the amazing things that you, the viewers, do in your communities and overall places. Today's MVP are 3 Tennessee high school students, Jesse Cooper, Drew Gibbs, and Zeke Grissom. The young men were all nominated for Homecoming King at Community High School. They unanimously decided that whoever won, they would give the crown to their fellow student, Scott Maloney, who has Williams syndrome, a neurological disorder that impairs his learning and speech. They are true hometown heroes.
It's so nice.
I thought that was really big of them to do that.
Yeah.
Right. Because, you know, like, usually towards, like, situations, women are more endearing and stuff like that. But to have 3 guys, 3 popular guys, to, like...
And you would think they'd be thinking about themselves.
Especially during the senior year and stuff.
Because that's big. Homecoming is really big. And that, like, stuff like that, I love that. It touches my heart. And I think because of everybody's heart. Because it's a lesson of, it's not all about self all the time. You know, do something great for other people. That's amazing. Well, this concludes our show. Thank you to Councilman Sharif for coming and joining us.
And if you don't already, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TTYLtv, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Leopard Stripes. It's one word.
Thank you all for watching, and until next time,
talk to you later.